here is what we got teed up today. It's a complete set, which is something cool, something different. Got this at a train convention for a steal of a deal, which I'll get into later. But pretty cool. It comes with a German Streamline engine and 3 coach cars here. I'll take them out so you can see them better and get them out on the track. Now here it is on the track here. Put its cars behind it because that's what it came with. Figured running around with that. Of course, this is the star of the show right here. And so, well, I'll here and get it going. See with the lights there on the front, it kind of pumps out that electrical smell that some engines do. Alright, here's the complete set in its entirety. I'll kind of go over the cars real briefly here in the beginning when I do the look, but for the main part we're going to take a look at the engine. That's pretty much what the score of the reviewing is about anyway. So I'll start here with the cars. This is one of them. What's unique about this set is that, yes, it's a German car and German engine. It's actually the U.S. Army. So this is like a just after post-World War II set, when the U.S. took over the Germans and well, confiscated some of their trains. This being part of that set that they're trying to recreate there. So the cars themselves are, they're okay, a little on the cheap side. They don't have any weight to them. They're pretty light, which I guess is good for rolling. But they just feel off a little bit. So here's the United States Army. You can see it there. The red, which is really weird, right? Because you have this German Schleifwagen and then, well, U.S. Army. So that's what kind of attracted me to this to begin with, because I saw it was a pretty rare sight. How often do you see that? So thought I had to get it kind of for a good price too, which again I'll get into later on. The engine here, of course, it's that famous German streamlined version. It's got a hint of purple, which again you don't really see. And if I can attempt to zoom into the sticker here, I believe it says the Atlantic Line, U.S. Army something. So again, super rare. You don't see that ever. But as for the overall look, not bad. I think I liked the look of the Fleischmann one I reviewed earlier that looked like this. This one I'm giving an 8.2. Pretty good. I do like the open wheelbase, which this one has and the other one didn't. Although it's all black, so it's kind of hard to tell as you'll see it running around. But overall, not a bad look. I do like these streamlined ones. They're different and unique. And this one's really no exception once I get to that part of the review. For the materials, as I kind of stated, the cars here, a little on the cheap side, but that's not what this review is about. The engine itself is not bad. I'm giving it a 7. The back here seems to be made out of all metal. There's some good weight to it. They got 4 traction tires, so it really has good grip. The front here seems to be plastic. The coating itself is a little on the side, but underneath and the wheels, I think they did a good job in from a material perspective. So 7 is fair. So uniqueness, kind of touched on that earlier, but yeah, this is a rarity, right? How often do you see a German engine with US Army stuff all over it? Pretty rare indeed. I'm giving it a 9 because, yes, you never see US Army stuff on German engines, but the German engine itself is unique, but it's been done, right? I mean, you see these every so often, so I think 9 is a fair estimate. Won't give it full marks, but 9 works for me. Ugh, that piercing screech. Now I specifically asked the guy, how loud is this? When I bought it, because I was talking to him, like, I really like a quiet engine, because I just got something running around my living room. And the dude's like, well, we could test it if you want, and put it on the track, spin it around, and I could tell it wasn't super quiet, even in a loud convention hall. You can hear the whine. But it wasn't like a grinding screech. It was more of like a high-pitched, somewhat vacuumy type of sound. And so, he quoted me a price and I knocked him down a little bit because I'm like, it's not the best, but I'll give you this. And we worked out a deal. Again, I'll talk about it in the pricing section. But the noise level to me isn't that great. So I'm giving it a 3. That might be even generous because it is kind of loud. And probably the most disappointing quality of this thing is the noise level. For power, it starts moving a little bit past halfway up the dial, so not the greatest use of power. I'm giving it a 4, kind of down the middle on the low end. It's fair. Motor strength, it seems to be pretty good. I'm giving it a 6. Haven't pulled too much with it, so can't really say it's a beast, but it works, so. Here it comes around for the slow crawl. I'm giving it a 3. If it goes slower than this, which isn't that slow, I mean, you can still chugging along. It kind of stops and starts, kind of jerky, still loud. So, not the best. So, it's getting a 3 for me. And look at that. Still moving though. Derailment, this thing does not come off the track. Just running around like normal, that I can tell. I mean, it hasn't happened to me. But these wheels are a bit tough to get on, because especially it's got the overhanging here. You can't really put your hands on the wheels themselves to get it on the track. You got to use a reel railer or get really lucky. So I'm giving it an 8 just for that reason, to ding it back, because it is a bit tricky to get it on the first time. Problems? None that I could tell. Everything seems to work. It works the first time. Bought it new. Or so the dude claimed. And yeah, nothing bad to speak of here. All 10s. Okay, what do you think this thing is worth? Like I said, bought this at a convention. The guy said it was brand new, never been used. I believed him because it had all the right packaging. It had all the fine plastic components that go over everything and cover everything. Sure looked new to me. He wanted $80 for it. Which, knowing how much model trains cost, I thought was low to begin with. But that's when I asked, you know, how loud is it? Because I want a nice quiet train. And it was a bit whiny there, so I said, hey, knock it down to 75. That's pretty much as high as I can go. And he accepted. Whole set, 75 cash. Now, I believe the model's a little older. I think it's from 2003, if my research proves correct. But I also noticed that on eBay, these things are going for like $150 to $200. So not too bad. I think I did a pretty good deal there. I'm giving it a 10 because I pretty much doubled my money if I go to sell this. One would think. And because it's so rare, I'm sure the price is out there, and I can definitely, with a little patience, maybe even certainly get my 75 back, if not more, if I ever do go to sell it. So yeah, works for me. Alright, well, when you total it all up, comes in at 68. Little on the low side, but not bad. I think the noise is really bringing it down as well as the slow crawl there. Am I happy with it? Certainly for the price. Will I go to sell it? Quite possibly. But whoever ends up with this, I'm sure will be happy, as long as they don't mind about how loud the train is. Certainly looks good. Certainly is rare, because like I said, German engine with US Army all over it. Something special. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Look out for more.